Hey y'all, my name is J Rob, and I'm one half of Team Alarath, and I'm here to show you my Pathfinder rogue tool that is called Project Picaro for now. So, very simple and plain. Here it is. This is version 1.0, and this is our main menu. From here, you can start a new run, load an older run that you have made in the past. There's also options and quit. Options, we don't really have anything. We don't have anything there right now, but figure it's good to have it there for when we do. So if you're trying to start a new run, here's what you would do. Party name here. I'll call this one test 1. And party size, level, pretty self-explanatory. And here we got the environments. Environments determine what kind of creatures that you will be encountering. That we planned on implementing more uses for just that, but that's what we have for now. And here the players would choose someone to roll a d6, and based on what that roll is what environment the run has. For now, it's the environment is static throughout the run, but we might make it so that it changes every level. More on that on the next, but yeah. I'll break down what each environment is. The graveyard, you'll mainly be experiencing undead creatures. I'm sure if you've played Pathfinder, you kind of get what you're going to see there. Dungeon is humanoids, oozes, spiders, everything that you would affiliate with a typical dungeon. Wilderness is mainly animals and ogres and trolls and the like, stuff that you would see and experience between cities and towns. Outer Realm I'll explain last, but Darklands are aberrations and the like. Anything that comes from the Darklands, so even like fire giants and stuff like that. Outer Realms are an amalgamation of three things. Things that you'd experience, like celestial beings and holy beings. Things that you'd experienced in like the hells, so like demons, and things that you'd experience in the first world or Feywild. So fey creatures and fairies and stuff like that. The reason why they're all put together is because each of them on their own didn't really have enough creatures. I'm using the monster core for all of this, and the reason for that is because I have the monster core pawn box, so it kind of provides me with a bunch of pawns that I don't need to print out new ones or anything like that. I'm just playing out the box. So yeah, that's the 5 environments. Player rolls a d6. If they roll a 6, they get to pick which environment. And yeah, we'll go with dungeon. So I forgot to mention this previously, and so I'm adding this post edit. But we don't currently have a way for us to be able to print the entire screen. Because this map is too big, so you need to print on 2 pages and kind of tape them together or figure something out like that. Alternatively, what I do is I have 2 monitors, and I mirror my monitor so the player can see the map. Players can see the map. Right now, we don't have a way to limit which data is shared to a second monitor, so the players would also see the encounter box on the bottom left. It's unfortunately the limitations we have right now, but we are working on it. So I paused the recording and then forgot to start the recording again, so you actually missed a bunch. But here I went through the first level and how it works. So there's different nodes. There's enemy nodes, elite enemy nodes, mystery rooms, shops, items, and here's the boss. I'll proceed on the next level in a moment, but I'm going to explain some things that happened so that you can see it. So enemy nodes are moderate encounters, and here, as you can see in the bottom left, is everything that's included in this node. So yeah, right now it would be these two monsters. The players are awarded 18 gold at the end of the encounter, and also they're awarded these potions at the end of the encounter. We just include the name and price and rarity of the potions. How potion drops work is you start at 40%, and then if you find a potion, you go down to 30. If you don't find a potion after a combat encounter, and they only happen during combat encounters, it goes up. So if I didn't find one here, so it would go back to 40%. Did find one here, so it's down to 30 again. Didn't find one here, so it's back up to 40. Then it would go up to 50, and then found one here. So yeah, you get it. That's all done for you. If you want to do it manually, you're obviously free to do so. How that would work is you would roll a D100. If it's 1 to 40, you reward the players with potions that you pick from. If they get above 40, then it would be 1 to 50 at each roll, and then you get it. So mystery rooms are a node that you can get every other node besides the elite encounters and rest encounters, and of course boss encounters. Bosses are only at the end. The intention is that for when you click on an event, there's a pop-up window, and it tells you the description of the event, and the players kind of go from there. Right now, we don't have that, and so I've included a document with the events available that, of course, you can add to if there's something there that you feel that should be there. And what I do is I use a number randomizer, and I think the current number of events right now are like 26. So 1 to 20, the number randomizer with 1 to 26, and then depending on what it rolls is what we do. Forgot to mention this, but mystery rooms won't have any details about the kind of node that they are until your players choose to go to them. Once that happens, you can remove your mouse from the mystery node and then back to it, and in the encounter panel, it should describe what kind of node it is for the players. For items, there's always a chest node on the sixth encounter. With elite encounters, the intention is for there to be both mini bosses and bosses for these nodes, and bosses and mini bosses would be upgraded versions of regular creatures that to have unique abilities that they're able to do. Bosses also would have their own lair, which comes with its own environmental aspects to it. And players would be made aware of what boss they're going to encounter from the beginning, so they can kind of prepare for that. And like for each environment, there's different bosses. And I plan on having there be 3 of each boss for each environment and each level. So Yeah, it's a lot of creatures that I'm going to have to make. So that's going to take some time before we're there, but I definitely intend on getting that going, and maybe I'll release them in segments like 1 to 5, 5 to 6, whatever. I'm not sure how I'll do it just yet, but I definitely plan on doing it. And yeah, so elite encounters, in addition to giving more gold, they also give what are called boons. Boons are similar to relics from Slay the Spire. If you don't know what that is, they're essentially permanent buffs that the player receives, and there's 4 different levels of boons to receive. There's common, uncommon, rare, and legendary. You can either use the generator that comes included with the game, or you can. I included cards that you can print out, and what I did is I put them each in different baggies, and have the players roll a d100, and based on their results is what they get. So this document that I'm reading from is going to be included and able to download. But for boon drops, you roll d100, and if you get a 1 to 50, you get a common, 51 to 80 uncommon, 81 to 95 rare, 96 to 100 legendary. And for boss battles, you're guaranteed at least an uncommon, so you'd use these numbers instead. Now, talking about the boons, common ones are level, like strength wise, are like similar to like getting an additional like feat that's like leveled 1 to 3 maybe. Like for example, this one would be it's called Keen Senses, and you would gain dark vision and a +1 circumstance bonus to perception checks. So, a cool bonus to have, but nothing crazy. An uncommon one. This one is that enemies in elite encounter rooms have 15% less health rounded down. So if you want a rune where you just get more boons, something like this would be good. And it's only one player that gets the boon, but obviously something like that affects the entire party. But for the most part, these only affect one player. So this is a rare rune. Your weapon attacks deal 1d6 radiant damage to daemons, demons, devils, fiends, and onis. So yeah, this is good if you in the dungeon you experience some of those people, but especially people, if you experience some of those creatures, but that like if you're in the outer realm, something like that would be really beneficial to have. And finally, you have the legendary. These are guaranteed only like 5% because some of them are like complete game breaking. And this one definitely is. This one is explosive arrows. So range attacks explode in a 10-foot radius, dealing splash fire damage equal to half the attack's damage. And you activate it. It takes 1 free action. And the trigger is you hit an enemy with a ranged strike. So yeah, it's different levels, like something like that. You could, have an entire build around. Yeah, that's kind of what it's meant to do. There's some legendaries that are even better than that. I went a little crazy with a few of them. Like one of them is like you can take another turn once per combat. So yeah, it can get pretty wild. Anyway, once you reach the end of a level, you would then proceed to the next. And if it's you're able to go back and just see the path that you took. And yeah, it functions the same. You would then go about doing the same thing. I'm not gonna like break down like too much of the rules about like, you know, what happens when you get to a new level and that like in regards to like healing and stuff like that and revives. That is all included in the doc that I included. So yeah, I don't want this video to go on too much longer, but I do want to shout a few people out. Silver UA for making the map that you saw was made by Silver UA, who made a Slay the Spire style map in Unity and made it open source. We changed the icons, and that leads to my next shout out, which is Alex, my partner, for making the icons. Really dope, and I'm really happy that we have like unique icons. So if you end up using Silver UA's project, yeah, you won't get the icons that we're using. Of course, big shout out to my partner Phil in this. Without him, like I just wouldn't have been able to do this. You know, I love programming. I'm learning how to program, but I'm definitely not at his level, and because of that, we were able to get here. Yeah, excited to continue doing this with you. Glad that we made a team together. Also, shout out to Peso for making a system that just like is very intentional and robust and like just works in a system like this. I tried doing this with other RPG TTRPG systems, but their numbers just didn't work, and that is because it just Peso put a lot of like effort into like the numbers, and it really shows. It just makes a lot of sense. So thank you. And who else? Yeah, I mean that's the shout outs. But yeah, I'm here. I'm releasing this because now testing is required to figure out like balancing and stuff like that. And I just really want to do this. I really want to, you know, if you're interested in like, and you have a couple friends that are like would be interested in doing a session with this system and don't have a DM, I would love to do it online if that's possible. If you're in Montreal, then holler at me as well. If you want to just bring this to your table, not even have me there, I'll try not to take it too personally, but yeah, please do, and please give me feedback as long as it's, you know, respectful. Yeah, really excited to get this thing going. To find it, you can check out our GitHub. Also gonna have it on Patreon as well for free. Our Patreon is entirely free and will remain entirely free. You can pay whatever you want if you want. We didn't really do this to like make money or whatever. We did this because it's really fun, and the reason for having a Patreon is because, man, GitHub's been giving me a couple of headaches. It's I mean, it's meant for programmers. I guess it's not technically meant to be like the most like simple thing. So yeah, that's why Patreon is just objectively more simple to use. And I'll be able to, you know, make posts there and share my thoughts and intentions with Project Picaro. So if you're interested in staying up to date, that's how you can do it. We're gonna have this YouTube as well, but I don't know how many, you know, videos I'll be making, but if the need arises, I'll be posting here. I'm gonna make a Twitter, Blue Sky, and TikTok, and by the time this is out, all those will be live. So yeah, please test this out. I'm relying on you, the community, for keeping this going forward, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do. Anyway, that's all I got. So yeah, I'll see y'all around. Peace.